Department of Transportation crews in western North Carolina are shifting their focus to winter weather preparations. Crews say they've spent recent weeks treating roads in the mountains for the possibility of snow and ice. Officials say some roads may be tougher to drive on than in past winters because of changes caused by Helene. State crews will be working around the clock in that region starting today.
Joining us now this morning with an update on western North Carolina and some of the snow preps up there, David Uchiyama with NCDOT. David, thanks for spending a little time with us. Good morning.
You're quite welcome. Thank you very much for the invitation.
All right, so let's talk. It's kind of a two-part interview here because some of it is what we're dealing with right now, but we're just around that 100-day mark after the hurricane. So much destruction, especially when it comes to transportation and roadways. How are we 100 days after? Where are we, guys? Where are we today up there?
I appreciate that question, and understand we're going to hit two different topics today. And the NCDOT crews, as well as our contract partners, have been absolutely relentless in the first 100 days and now first 106 days since Hurricane Helene came through and devastated our area. There were more than 9,200 damaged sites, and as of now, 85% of those have been open. That leaves about sections, and I don't mean whole roads, just small sections of about 185 roads that need to be repaired. So throughout this entire process, at first it was emergency response, get folks able to get back home. Then it became temporary repairs. Some of those we know will not last through severe rainstorms. We've seen that, but we were right there to repair them. And now we are beginning the long-term repairs on a lot of these sections. So we have made tremendous progress thanks to our employees, our contract partners, and the patience of everybody who has volunteered.
And David, we know that through the work there, some of these temporary bridges, you guys are working to get permanent structures, but the worry comes in when we had rain like we had earlier in the month, and also when we have a snow event like this. What does that do when we have those temporary structures there?
The temporary structure should be just fine. Where it becomes a little bit dicier, and here's a cheesy line, it's dicey if it's icy, especially applies on gravel roads.
Oh man, look, we're pulling up the NCDOT map. We use this map every single day, and as we kind of zoom into that part of western North Carolina, I mean, if you kind of lose count when you start looking at just the icons of areas impacted still from Helene, and then you throw another layer of winter weather on top of that. If folks, should they just avoid the area altogether? I mean, some people like to take advantage of snow and go up to these, ski resorts and stuff like that. What's the advice you give to people that want to be in this part of the state?
Bookmark the page that is being viewed right now. DriveNC.gov is the best resource for all travelers heading to western North Carolina. Now, that is just a small part of the entire game plan that folks should put ahead before they travel. Now, you just mentioned folks who wanted to go up and go skiing. Probably too late to head on up there safely. We highly recommend that folks plan ahead. So that means looking at the forecast, listening to Queen City News meteorologists, thinking ahead and saying, hey, let's go skiing some other time in here just a couple weeks. Plan ahead, get there ahead, and wait until the storm is past and have fun up there while it's snowing.
You know what Ted always shows? We like to take Beach Mountain there. There's plenty of snow most of the time through January and February. So if you can't make it up today, tomorrow, there are plenty of times to go up there. That's good advice. Also, we know something for people that aren't familiar. You have a lot of two-lane roads up there, and we know that there's going to be about 30 snowplows on those roadways as you guys work to get the winter weather off of the roadways. How important is it that people leave the roadways to those snowplows, because there's not a lot of room to pass up there? One wreck could cause a big trouble.
Yeah, you're absolutely right on that. And the number that you mentioned right there, 30, that's probably just for one county, like Buncombe County. So we're going to have a lot more crews out there all across every single county, not just in western North Carolina, but across the state. But here in the mountain region, as I'm based in Asheville, there are a lot of two-lane roads that have both vertical changes as well as horizontal changes. So those can be extremely dangerous when they become covered in ice. Right? NCDOT crews, even though we have laid out hundreds of thousands of gallons of brine, that does not make the roads absolutely perfect. We're fighting Mother Nature. And so to help us fight Mother Nature, one of the best tools that we have is that folks can stay home unless travel is absolutely essential.
Oh, David, also part-time preaching right now, because that was something we were going to reiterate. Listen, if you don't feel comfortable behind the wheel in this type of weather, do everyone else a favor. Don't get out in it. No one's forcing you to get out. Don't try to win some kind of award and then you end up in the ditch or hurt yourself or someone else. So just stay out of the mix. So David Uchiyama with NCDOT, thank you for what you guys have been doing after
Thank you,
Helene.
guys.
Thank you for the prep work for today. We know the work has just begun in this second week of January, so we look forward to catching up with you. Thanks, David.